pump them up.
Pump 'em.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
All right. Man, Crazy, I feel like you have such a better microphone than we do.
You guys sound all great to me. I don't know what you're talking
What the
about.
hell's wrong with my
No,
microphone?
your microphone sounds like it has so much more bass. Quintessence is kind of quiet. Okay,
That's
hold
just
on.
his voice.
Oh yeah,
His
I
voice just
got
has
pretty
a
deep
lot of
voice for
weight.
an Asian dude, bro.
Maybe that's it then. Me just adjustment here. Quintessence.
It's kind of quiet. Man, I'm always quiet. It's just my
You
default
sound good
setting.
to me, Quintus. You both sound good to me.
All right.
Thank you.
Is that any better, Bobcat?
Yo, Bobcat's there. What's up, Bobcat?
Hey, Bobcat's in the chat.
Crazy's voice is crazy deep for
Yeah,
an Asian.
Okay. So, anyway, guys, I guess we can just start off with like our weeks. So I don't know if you want to go first, Crazy. How was your week, man?
Sure, I could do that. Well, my week was great, man. We had I went and bought these harnesses for my dog because I'm a big fan of the military, military stuff. So the military harness was for my two mutts. They are German Shepherd and Husky mixed,
Oh, damn.
and they're getting bigger. So they're beautiful dogs. I showed them a few times in stream when they were a puppy. Now they're too big for me to pop them up on stream,
Right.
But I bought those harness so that way when I go hunting, when I go hiking with them, they carry their own water and stuff like that. So my week is great. Wife's happy. I'm happy, and shit, gaming was good. I don't know what else to say. I had a great week there. Log. How about yourself, man?
It was good, man. Pretty much just spent most of the week. I started a new job, so I've been just job training a lot, and also been playing like a lot of KOF 15, but at the same time, like I've been just doing a lot of like video editing and trying to make new videos and stuff, which this last one has been taking me a long time. I've been doing a video on Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. Oh, that's one of my favorite games, and I believe that was the early '90s.
Yeah, man. I literally just played it for the first time on stream a little while ago, and it was really good, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah,
Classic.
But like trying to condense how I feel about a game in under a minute is really difficult.
Yeah. Oh, so you do YouTube, right? That backlog? That's YouTube video.
Yeah, like YouTube and like I'll make TikTok videos too.
Okay.
So basically with that also like how you feel about the game, you also want to have some kind of a story of like how you personally feel about it. And so like other than, like adding all that stuff together, timing wise is very difficult. So far like the shortest I've gotten it is about 2 minutes maybe, which is like that's
Backlog's 2-minute reviews.
Yeah, 2 minutes. It's called minute reviews, so it's been really tough.
That's like challenge yourself, isn't it? To try to review a game under a minute?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was really it's been really tough, but I think it's also helped me a lot, like because writing, like you can't like every sentence has to be like full of information and to the point. Like you can't just, you know what I mean, leisurely talk about things. So like conveying that message within that time, and then a lot of times I don't even know if it's a minute until I start editing down the audio. Which is which is essentially what happens is like I'll edit down the audio. I was like, okay, I have 2 minutes here. I can chop out this information, and then I like have to go through it. But yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you, backlog.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you do the videos, do you use teleprompter for that?
You know what? You know what I do? I actually I open up Notepad, and I just have Notepad as I just read off of it.
Okay.
Which is how like I write all of my scripts and stuff, or the itinerary for the podcast I even have up right here. And I tried to write it in advance so that when the podcast goes up, you know what I mean? I don't have to scramble to find everything, and the podcast can be up tomorrow instead of, you know what I mean, like next week.
Right. I got you. I got you. Okay.
Because I kind of prefer, like, I don't, at least when I'm editing, or anything like that, I don't necessarily want things to come out like a short, like something like this. Like, I want to put it out so, like, if you wanted to share it, you could. Or, you know, it's like kind of more of a special event on the streams and podcasts and stuff.
I got you.
But anyway, how was your week, Quintessence?
Well, it was filled with Elden Ring. I am still very much exploring the lands of Elden Ring.
Like,
Anime, Netflix, Elden Ring. Yeah, I know. I've been living the life, my dude.
What
Living the life.
what anime are you watching?
Oh, well, it's not really an anime. It's a Chinese animation. It's called Scissor 7, and it's on Netflix. And I finally decided to give it a go, and it's actually a really good show. It has kind of like Cowboy Bebop-ish vibes,
Really?
because like the main character is an assassin,
Uh-huh.
but he doesn't really assassinate people. So it ends up like with the feel-good kind of thing, like the loop for Cowboy Bebop, where he's a bounty hunter, but very rarely does he actually, do bounty hunting and turn people in and stuff like that.
Right. Uh,
interesting.
um, what about you, Crazy? Do you watch anime at all?
No, I watch anime, but I don't watch the seasonal or the weekly anime. The what you call it, the series anime. I like to watch like a movie anime. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's something
Yeah.
like kind of
Oh,
bigger.
okay.
Yeah, I like one movie and it's done. Like my favorite one right now, currently and will ever be my favorite anime is a Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll? Oh yeah, Ninja Scroll's a
Yeah,
classic, man.
exactly. So those are anime I watch. As far as the series goes, yeah, I don't do those. My little sister does though.
Okay. Yeah. I remember like when I first started watching anime, like one of the animes everyone told me about. I was like, you gotta watch Princess Mononoke, or you gotta watch Ninja Scroll.
Hmm.
And it's like those were pretty big. And then people hyped up Ninja Scroll for me too much, so by the time I saw it, it wasn't like that cool. But
Oh,
Okay.
that's unfortunate.
but it's still
Yeah.
it still holds up. I know there's like Ninja Scroll 2, which is actually kind of trash. I don't know if you've seen it. But
Mm, you can't beat original,
Resurrection?
man.
what's that?
Ninja Scroll Resurrection?
I think that's what it's called. And the only thing is I can't say for sure if it has like anything to do um with the original in any kind of way.
It was kind of hot garbage.
Oh, you saw it? Saw it?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Cause
So
here's
go
if
ahead.
I can interrupt you real
Yeah, go
quick
ahead.
here,
Go
but
ahead.
it's one thing about you can see the quality of the work, right? You know, the Ninja Scroll is a really big, production for the
Yep.
anime at the time.
Yeah.
And when you
I mean,
see
it still holds up.
it's still great. I still love the animation on the
Yeah.
original Ninja Scroll. Now, anything that's above that, if the animation don't look right or don't look similar to the original, they just turn me off. I don't
I
know what it is about that.
I mean, I think it sounds like
Resurrection looked cheaper.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was also part of it, but I think you were also like very spoiled in a way by 80s and 90s anime because
Yeah.
because the anime industry has like lost so much money because of pirating that a lot of the times they don't have enough money, at least the last time I looked into it. I don't know if you
Okay.
agree, Quintessence, but they don't have enough money to make like as big a productions as like Ghost in the Shell, or like the original Ghost in the Shell, or maybe Ninja Scroll or Princess Mononoke. Like those are usually like difficult things for like a studio to kind of come by funding for.
I see.
Well, you say that, but we had the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train,
Hmm.
and that was one of the most gorgeous pieces of animation. Like the fight scenes were amazing. Everything was just crisp. It was studio photable, and they just always do amazing work.
Yeah, but then like, are they? The real question is, and I have to ask, are they drawing everything by computer, or because like all that shit was like hand drawn?
I was
It's a
going to ask the
mix.
same thing.
It's a mix.
They
Okay.
mix CGI with like the hand drawn stuff.
Because like I think that was like a lot of people's issue with Berserk 2016, and I know it was for me. It was like
Oh,
the 3D would always take me out of the show, and I was like, I would always like, I wanted to get into Berserk. I always thought it was really cool. There's a dude with a giant sword, and everyone's always hyping it up. And I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And then my first like introduction was Berserk 2016, unfortunately. But they do have like three movies that are about the Golden Age arc. It's like right before.
Those are good.
Yeah, those are really good. So like, and the thing is, here's the funny thing: they have a similar art style to Berserk 2016. So it made sense for them to carry that over into the TV show because it worked out, right? But then for some reason something didn't lend itself when it kind of carried over to television.
I think they ended up getting a different, like, cheaper studio or something.
Yeah,
I
probably.
feel like they just like took a lot of funding away, and they're like, "It's Berserk. The name will carry it. Don't worry about it."
Berserk. Didn't the creator die or passed away?
He did, unfortunately. Yes.
Yeah, recently.
Before the manga's finished. So.
Yeah. I read about that, and it's just
awful.
randomly pop on my feed. So it's something interesting like that. I usually read it, and I'm like, wow, this guy is the fans of Berserk really love this guy. I have no idea what the Berserk is, to be honest.
Well, I think
fair enough.
I think the big
Basically
problem
a guy that goes around killing demons.
Yeah. I think a big problem too.
Great characters and stuff, of course,
is that the anime was never finished. The manga was never finished. That's why people were really. I think that's another big reason why people were sad by it, because it had been years since like an actual volume release of the manga. And everyone's like, that it's never going to be finished, and that was like around 5 years ago. People were saying that.
I mean, At least Guts got off the boat. I don't know how many people will get that reference, but at least he got off the boat.
He got off that boat.
He did.
He gone.
He was stuck on a boat for like 5+ years, but he finally got off that boat.
Right, because I think the idea is that like the manga creator was like before he took his extended break, he like left him on that boat, and then he just he left, and then that's why people were joking about him.
There was a bunch of chapters on the boat too. There was a lot of boat stuff.
So both of you guys are a big fan of the Berserk, right?
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, I think
you watch it, right?
I think it's really solid, beautiful.
So did it end yet? Did it end the series yet, or somebody's still writing it out?
No, the manga is at a permanent standstill because they need to figure out what to do with it.
Oh, you talking about Berserk,
probably
right?
I'd say probably just leave it where it is, unless Miura left like a bunch of notes and things, like an outline how to finish it, because I'd rather not see like his work tarnished,
Right.
Oh, okay.
By like a half-assed ending.
Fair enough.
I think they actually talked about having like either his son or like a business partner finish it.
Yeah, that's generally what happens in the.
But it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be his vision. How the
history. Exactly. Yeah.
It's not going to be his vision. Just like the guy that wrote Lord of the Rings, right? He hasn't finished the thing yet. And I hate to change the subject right now, but the new Lord of the Rings coming out on the I think Amazon Prime, and there's a lot of backlash so far on that. And I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, a big fan.
Yeah, me
so
too.
Hopefully, you don't destroy that the way like bring it back to manga, bring it back to Berserk. You know, when the original creator is not there to write out the ending or it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It loses a piece of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, that sounds a lot like God, what's the Game of Thrones in a way.
Mm,
Like
Well, they just
I didn't
made
want to
shit
bring
up.
it up, bro, but I didn't want to bring it up, but Game of Thrones was, you know what? I'm gonna take this back,
Season 5 was
far
so
back.
good, and then
I'm gonna
season
take this
6
back
was mid.
all the way back. I was
Oh,
never big. Was never. I hate series. I hate series. And you know, my sisters, they love Game of Thrones. They say, Don, why don't you give a Game of Thrones a shot? I think you'll like it. I say, nah, I hate stupid series. I'm not gonna watch series. So it took me to Afghanistan. So I was deployed to Afghanistan. We had dead time. Then you know, I start watching the first episode. They put me in a cliffhanger. I said, okay, well, let me see what's going on in the second. Bro, I was stuck. So every time we came back on base after patrol or something like that, I come back and guess what I was in? What who got the latest Game of Thrones series? But it's just disappointing at the end, man. It was very disappointing.
and I think they actually had talked about making a mini series of it that also was continuing it, but I'm not 100% on that one.
But
They
see, the
wanted to
thing is,
do a prequel.
yeah, they want a prequel. I think it's still in production. To be honest, they still
I believe
production.
it is still in production, but it
It
lost
is
a
still in
bunch of
production.
writers.
Oh,
However, I don't think I'm going to speak just for myself. I don't know about other people who's a big Game of Thrones, but the last season of Game of Thrones kind of left me.
Awful.
Yeah, it's really it's just you know there was a build up to the Ice King, right? Or the Ice King, well that last dude.
yep.
Yeah.
You right? There's a build up from season one all the way up. And bro, that dude died with one stab, bro. You know?
Yeah, they build him
I
up as
mean,
a badass, and they just got stabbed.
exactly. So me and my wife, I remember my emotion, her emotion, bro. We look at each other. We're like, is that it?
Literally me too. I was like, all right, but now he comes back and he the fight for real, right?
Yeah. I thought, okay, he's gonna come back here, reincarnate, and fight with at least give a good battle with Snow. You know? And then at the end, Snow just he's a solid character. I love Snow, man. That dude, Kit, is fucking awesome. I love the guy. And at the end of the day, at the end of he's went back to where he was in the beginning. And the broken dude get the seat for sleeping the whole movie.
Oh my god.
You understand what I mean? It
That
just
pissed me off so
I'm like,
much.
what is going on? Who
Uh,
wrote this thing?
The person who has the most legendary story, Bran the Broken. Fucking wait.
wait, was it the kid? Is that the kid in like the wheelchair?
What? Yeah.
Yeah. The
Bran
wheelchair
the
kid.
Broken.
Oh
'Cause
man.
he's in a wheelchair. Because apparently he had the most interesting and amazing story.
What the?
Yeah, as I
Whatever
said.
you say, Tyrion.
You didn't watch the whole thing there, Backlog?
No,
This much.
I've seen. I used to watch
Oh,
it
I'm
with my
sorry,
girlfriend.
spoiler for you, bro.
No, it's fine. I actually had seen everything but the last season, and then when I
Okay.
heard all the the commotion, and I've gotten spoiled on it already. So I wasn't inclined to continue.
Yeah, it's not even worth watching. I just dropped that goddamn thing a long time ago.
You could
Even if
watch
they make a
like
prequel
through
or-
season 5, and then you could just end it right there and be like, "Oh, that's it.
It
That's
ended
That's all
good.
Game of Thrones." Damn.
Yeah. I was
To season
disappointed,
6,
man.
7, and 8.
Boot.
Booty. That's when they started making up their own shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you give Hollywood the writers' hands, bro, they just destroy everything.
You get shit like Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh man.
Or
Character's
Chun-Li
named Goku. That's
Legends.
close enough, man.
Yeah, the Legend
Oh,
of
yeah,
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that movie
They
sucks.
destroy the whole
Street
franchise,
Fighter,
man.
the movie.
All right, hey, look. Hey, look, that movie, it has its charm. Okay, I give that movie a
No,
pass.
no.
Dude, listen,
M.
like,
Bison was great.
It,
I'll give you
it's
this.
oh,
yes.
you talking about regular
The-
Street Fighter now? You talking about Street Fighter or you talking about the Legend of Chun Li? Which one you
No,
talking
no, no,
about?
no, no. I'm talking about the 90s Street Fighter
Street
movie.
Fighter.
Yeah.
90s,
Okay.
yeah.
It has its charms.
Bison was great.
Bison was
Hey,
great.
he put out a very good performance at Bison for the lack of martial arts skill in the movie.
The last lack of movie in the movie.
Bro,
I don't know. Hollywood goes hard on ruining shit.
well, talking about Hollywood and video game. I've been reading a lot about the Uncharted, the game. I mean, the movie. It's
Mhm.
actually they say it's really good. So I'm not gonna pay no money to go watch the movie these days. I'm gonna wait until it comes to home, and I'm gonna sit my monkey ass in my room and just watch that and enjoy it there. But they say
I
the adaptation to the video game itself is legit. Well, because they I think they take it with this one they actually hired Druckmann to be a part of the producer and also overseeing the projects. That's why I think the movie turned out to be, they say it's a great movie.
hmm.
You guys heard about that one?
I actually went to go see it with a friend.
Oh, okay.
I have students that yeah.
Well, wait. Before you say anything, backlog.
Yep.
Before you say anything, have you played all 4 games?
No.
Okay.
Have you played
See?
any of them?
You play any of them?
I played them. I watched my friend play a large chunk of them, and then I played some of the first game.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Fair enough.
I haven't watched it, so once it comes out, maybe I'll give my opinion about it because I love the Uncharted series. I love it, and I just didn't like you know the the Odyssey, the Uncharted Odyssey. It's like a side story of the female characters, but
Mhm.
beyond that though, the game itself is great. The story
Well,
was
that was like a
great.
PSP game, right?
No, there's a
PS Vita?
PSP game. It came
Wasn't
out PSP game. No, actually on a Vita. I got it on my Vita. So it is one on PS3, PS4, and the rest on PS4. And yes, they just remastered the PS4 to PS5 not too long ago. I think they dropped it on PC, if not on it already.
Yeah,
You
I
can
mean
buy
the side story one with
no,
the
both of them. I think
all,
the
all four of them are.
four, yeah, no, not 4 of them, not all 4 of them. It's the Uncharted 4 and the Lost Odyssey. So there's 2 games that they dropped to the PC audience from Sony.
So I know that the Legacy of Thieves collection is what you're talking about.
Mm,
I think that was what they announced that they were releasing for PC here really quick.
yeah.
And I think
Is it all 4 game? I don't think it's all 4 games.
I mean, so this okay. So here's the thing. I hope it is because that was how I was gonna try to experience the games.
Right.
Is through the that PC collection. It looks like it's gonna be on Epic Games. So hold on, let me see here. So it's got.
I see a listing on Steam.
Yeah, it looks like all it has is 4 and Lost Legacy.
Yeah, that's
there's
what I
just 2
said.
games.
It's 4 and Lost Legacy.
Damn.
Sony not gonna give you all 4 games. They're
I'm bummed
smart
out.
in this thing because you see what they're
Can't
doing,
just
and I
start
said this
with
on my
4.
I start saying this on my my stream a few days ago. Is that Sony's pretty smart in their marketing because they giving PC gamers a little taste of their first party games, and for you to finish their game, you're gonna have to own a PS5 because PS4 or PS5, whichever, you're gonna have to own a console from Sony because they also dropped the God of War, which is a AAA game from Sony, first party from Santa Monica, Santa Monica Studio. So now PC gamers are playing the God of War, right? And Ragnarok is coming out maybe later this year, maybe in early 2023. We don't know yet, but that's a continuation from the God of War.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So people who gonna play God of War right now, they're like, man, I want to play Ragnarok. Well, you can't play Ragnarok unless you own a Sony PS4. I think hopefully it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. I want to see a PS5 exclusive for God of War.
I don't know, man. I'm like of the mind that eventually there's not going to be any consoles. It's just going to be on PC.
You
But
think so?
at some point, but I mean, it seems like it's starting to lean that way slowly.
Well, and you know what had me and MD So was talking about the on his stream, and he believed the same thing. However, I don't think you kill Sony off because Sony still have a lot of IPs that is really good for IPs, and they actually in a process of buying another studio that's going to make exclusively for them. So you have big games like Gorilla Game, right? Gorilla Games that just made the Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West.
Hmm.
You got that. That's a first party game. Then you have the first party from Naughty Dog, which made all the Uncharted, all the Last of Us. They got good IPs. Actually, currently they're working on a new IP right now as we speak for the exclusively PS5. And and I think it's a fair. It's fair enough to say maybe one day it's gonna be there won't be no more Sony or no more console. I, Microsoft is pushing that way. You could see because Microsoft and PC is the same company. I don't know why. I just don't understand how people will buy an Xbox Series X and also on a PC when most of the game that comes out on the Xbox is on PC. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the game that come out Sony doesn't come on the PC unless they authorize it, and you won't see a Sony game that's exclusively from first party games go on a PC until 4 or 5 years after. I'm surprised to be honest, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, to be honest. I'm a big console guy first for PC, and that's the reason why I own the Xbox, I own the PlayStation, I own the PC because I'm a gamer. So I want to have access to everything that I possibly can. I want to play these games. God damn it!
Right.
No, buy all the consoles.
I mean, like for me now, like
Uh-huh.
unless it's an older console, like
Right,
I tend to not buy it.
right.
And that's just because like I have a PS4, and then ever since I started using PC, most of the games that I do want to play are on
Hmm. On
PC.
PC.
Yeah.
You're right. Right.
And I
Well,
don't necessarily.
go on. Go on.
I don't necessarily think that Sony as a company is going to dissolve because obviously they make more things than just video games. They make like they used to make like TVs and stuff like that. They're in
They still, they still do.
the tech industry. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that eventually it's going to be the same cost, like buying a PS5 or
Mm-hmm.
buying an Xbox, whatever the hell they're.
The next one is
Yeah,
going to
because
be
the naming convention is confusing. Um,
right.
like I think that it's going to be the same cost as buying a PC because they're essentially just building mini PCs now. That's really what all it is, and you're just buying exclusives. That's it.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You absolutely in that point. You are really buying exclusive, and
Yep.
Yep.
if exclusive is still continue to the console, people will always going to own a console.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be a digital version of the game or a hard copy. Like me, I don't buy digital. I love my I love to have my disc. Because you can't get away with. I just I'm an old school guy, man. I love to have the shit in my hand when I go get it. You understand? I don't like the digital world. The only game that I play on PC is Tekken. You notice that, right? That's the only one I play on PC.
Right.
And the reason why, because it performed a lot better than console. It performed way better than PlayStation 4. And they say, well, you need to put PS5. It's a little better. I'm okay. I'll stick with PC with the fighting games. If when I enjoy, because I think the PC is great. Don't get me wrong. I like I said, I really I'm glad that Sony did what they did. Have put these great games to other people that they say, well, I don't want to own a Sony. I don't want to buy a Sony console. Great. These are the games that is really good, and I'm glad that gamers able to experience that because there's a lot of fanboys out there. You know that backlog.
Mm-hmm.
This PC fanboy, the Sony fanboy, the Xbox fanboy. I'm a gamer, bro. I want everybody to experience all these great games, whether it's on PC, Xbox, or Sony. And if the games suck, I will let you know, bro. Sony just ass out, and that's the reason why I haven't bought the Last of Us 2. And Last of Us is one of my favorite games from Naughty Dog. I
Um.
haven't touched it.
So
I
here's
regret buying Last of Us 2.
It's I didn't like the how they you know it's really touchy subject, and I don't want backlog to get him channel to be flagged for anything I'm going to say. But all I'm going to say is I don't agree with the direction that that drug that the guy who wrote the last story, uh, the Last of Us 2. I didn't like the way he was
yeah.
going towards. It was more political than anything, and also, if you guys didn't know, the reason why he was right, that he wrote the whole story for that one. He didn't have anybody to say, you know what, maybe we should do this or do that, because the two original writers already left the company when he did that.
Mm.
The lady who wrote, why Uncharted was so good, the 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know why it was so good?
No.
Because it was written by one person. The story was written by one person.
Oh. Okay.
And when she left, the Uncharted 4 was the last one she wrote, and then she left the company to do. I think I don't want to say anything wrong, but she went to do other things. And the guy that also was was part of the Naughty Dog that also gave him, hey, maybe she would change this, because he's the one who came up with the Drugman came up with the story and the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of like a lot of things that he wanted to do on the first one that he couldn't do because you have somebody that say, well, let's change this, because you know what I mean, he had somebody to check him. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On the Last of Us 2, he had none but yes man. So he had nobody to check the story, anything like that, and it's just destroyed the whole story.
Yeah.
It's destroyed the whole thing.
Mm.
Anyways, I love the game. I love my character Joel, bro, and I said this since the day it was released, man. I'm like, they throw Joel like a piece of trash can, bro, and you can't have uh a f- you can't give a player or a gamer to fall in love to certain characters, support them, and then just kill them off like a piece of trash. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What's I I knew Joe was going to die in the second one. I knew that from a long time ago, from 4 years ago when they're going to say we're going to make part two. I already know they're going to get rid of Joe. But what I wanted to see was they're going to get rid of Joe the way Rockstar did to in Red Dead Redemption 2, right? The prequel to Red Dead Redemption
I've
to to Arthur.
Okay.
That's how you let go a great character, not make him dumb. Anyways, I'm gonna
It's
leave
all
my
good,
rant.
man. It's all good.
Nah, just make him
You
stupid.
gotta understand, backlog. It hurts me, man. It hurts me to see a great character like Joel to be thrown away like that. He's a great character. They made fans out of that character.
Right.
You understand? They made big fans. Like when when Arthur died, when I play until the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, when Arthur died, I'm like, bro, right there. That's the way you let a beloved character go. That's the way you do it. I was hoping that Naughty Dog was gonna do the same to Joel. Nope. Nope, that motherfucker was dumb as hell.
Well, the very least I can say about the game, and from watching my friend play it, he was playing it recently. That the gameplay is fun. It looked really fun. That would like just the way people got levels down and everything like that to like take people out. It looked like it was really cool. But other than the story, like I haven't played the first Last of Us, so I can't comment on it. I know a lot of people were upset about that, and I get it because it's like you make, like I said, you were saying, is you make people fall in love with the character and then you kill them off. It's gonna piss a lot of people off. Like,
well, not only that, backlog, not only that, because Joel's character was known to be really, known to be very aware of what's going on. If you play the first one, you know throughout the whole game that he would never put himself in the middle and identify who he is to strangers. And that's where it kind of like, who is this Joel? Who you introducing us to? This guy's dumb. You're gonna walk into a new house, a new place with a stranger. You go, yeah, my name is Joel. This is my brother. Blah 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 blah.
okay.
You know, and you got to understand that Joel killed the last scientist in the first game, so he knew there were people going after him. So you mean to tell me this smart dude from the first one is this dumb to introduce himself and his brother to people he don't even know? He just rescued the game. He rescued his people like not even a day, not even 5 minutes ago. He gonna come in the room and tell him who he is? Come on, man. That's bad writing. You understand that?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. When you put it that way, yes, that makes absolute sense.
A lot of character assassination.
Yeah,
Just didn't act like themselves at all.
I mean, maybe the writer didn't care. Maybe they could just do whatever they wanted because, like you were saying, they had yes men and there was a lot of success around the first game. But who knows? I mean,
maybe.
There's probably going to be a Last of Us 3.
I hope not.
The
Last of Us ended on the first one for me. I think the ending was great. I don't have to play part 2 now. I like the add-on to The Last of Us where you can have like 4 people in the team. I forgot what it's called, but it's on the first one. And it was a free DLC for the first one, and you had 4 versus 4. And it was a great thing. From what I read, they are making that as a game for the PS5 for its own IP. So I'm looking forward to that portion of the Last of Us 2.
That sounds good.
I forgot what it's called. You play Last of Us, right there, Quintus?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that called? I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember.
God damn it! Now you're gonna let me Google the goddamn thing.
But I used to watch my friends play that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I can only hope that maybe they could. There's no way they could turn it around. Anyway, I guess moving on.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a big question this is a big quintessence question, and that is: have you ever watched any Kamen Rider series before?
Boy, that dude is silent.
Oh no! I was saying I was saying to you, KrazeeGamez. Have you ever watched?
Me?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Have you ever watched any Kamen Rider series before?
No, I have not. What is this? This is something new. I was reading the notes. I'm like, What is that?
So Kamen Rider is basically like it's sort of like Power Rangers, but it's in Japan.
Mhm.
It's only in Japan, or it has only been in Japan. And it's like, you basically have like one superhero type situation, and it has like, it delves into a lot of different like serious situations where it's like, it's either like story can be taken seriously and like people die, or
Mhm.
it's like has drama, or it could be lighthearted, and there's literally like everything in between. Um, so I mean, I usually, I figured that, that might be a good point of conversation. But if you've never
Mm,
seen a Kamen Rider, maybe check one out. We do
yeah,
have.
I was going to say that I might have to check that out. I might have to check that out. It sounds interesting. It sounds something I. It's not anime, is it?
No, it's live
No,
action.
it's
Okay,
live
okay,
action.
good, good. If it's anime, I could tell you that backlog. Nope, you're not gonna force me to watch no damn series, bro. I'm done with it.
But we
It's
do.
written for Japanese families
Okay,
to
bet.
watch all together.
We do have a Kamen Rider club each Sunday, that we do usually after the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we can move on to the next question. And
Okay.
what I want to know, what got you into fighting games?
Who you asking?
You crazy?
Me? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna look. Are you here
Quintessence.
or just me, bro?
Quintessence is the co-host. He's my co-host.
Oh,
Just so you
oh
know.
True, I'm
wow.
just
Yeah,
here to
yeah, yeah,
listen
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
grinding.
Okay, I didn't even know that. Okay, Quentin. I thought there was two of us here, bro. Like, okay, I'm not alone. All right,
No, you're all alone.
what got me into fighting games? Well, my first fighting game was a Street Fighter, a regular one, back in the early '80s. Remember, I'm an older person and older cats than you guys are. So my first one was the like I said, Street Fighter. The Fireball was a pain to play,
Mm-hmm.
and when they announced Street Fighter 2, I was excited. And that's my thing. I love, believe it or not, I'm a big fighter fan before Tekken.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I played all the KOF, and I you said you play KOF 15. I know. I watch your stream. I'll be lurking over there backlog
All right.
when you're on there. So it's just the amount of the amount of time I spend playing fighting games. It was, like I said in my stream a lot. I said, the I love the fighting genre, the one-on-one. I'm glad Capcom actually made the genre and made it, because they started the one-on-one thing. Believe it or not, they
Yeah.
started the one-on-one fighting. And one thing about like these fighting game is your skill versus your opponent. Nobody could help you. They could give you hints. They could give you strategy, but at the end of the day, it's your skill versus the other person's skill. You know what I mean? Nobody
Yep.
could help you like other games that you have teammates and stuff like that. And that's what interests me in the fighting game, because it's you testing you against another person.
Did you have did you have other friends that you would go? I'm assuming you went to arcades then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
We had arcades.
did you have like
Yes,
like friends or people you meet up with and play
yes, I
against?
do. I have my friend named Saporn, and also Ricky. Ricky, his name oh, his name is irrelevant, but Ricky used to be one of those player. Like we were thinking, like, man, you
Yeah.
could compete, but he got married early and got kids, so he's kind of fall off of an hour. When I was still young, and yes, so just to make it short, yeah, I do have friends I go meet up in arcade and play with. Was it going to be a long session? No, not really, because I still live under my strict rules under my parents. I'm Asian, you
Oh.
know that, right? They
Uh.
want you to be doctors and others bullshit, but not this guy.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to be a gamer.
Um. So like, but so was it like, just kind of like the whole idea of like, okay, so this is you versus you, only your skill, and then, at the same time it's like there's like a level of technicality to it that,
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
you
I
know,
mean,
people
when
were
you
trying to
do
figure out.
combos, it wasn't like a 1, 2, 3 and it's done. There were there were a lot of execution in these games. A lot of execution in your hand movement, your coordination, your prediction, what your opponent is going to do next. You have to predict that to counter his thing. So it's like a chess match between you and your opponent. And that's what interests me in a fighting game.
Right. And so like, have you always been sort of like more serious or competitive about learning fighting games, or was there a moment where you're like, oh yeah, I want to get good?
Well, I'm a competitive person, but as far as video games go, you got to understand that back then it's not like right now. Video game was just a video game. We wanted to enjoy and play with each other, and I know the competition is there because when you go to arcade, you see a bunch of cores on top of the cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and one
Yeah.
thing about back in early days that everybody have respect for each other. You know, when you see the quarters, you know who's gonna be up next. We don't have to say, "Hey, I'm next." No, we just when you're next, you just grab your quarters and put it in, and you go. And there were no trash talk. I guess that's the thing right now. You could trash talk people, but nobody could do anything about it. And back
Right.
then, it's a good game, and then we move on to the next person. Don't get me wrong. Now, there's a point where I got socked in the face
Mm.
in arcade in the mall because it because I beat the dude,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yep.
and it is what it
So
is, you know.
funny.
I'm a little guy, and the dude was a lot older than me, and he soccer punched me. Oh well, I take my stuff and just went home.
And yeah, like I could say like anytime for the most part. I've never actually like I've been in confrontations with people. It's always been it's always a sucker punch, and then they run away.
That's always
And,
is. It's always
I hate that so much. And nobody ever
It's the
no
easiest way to win a fight in
Yeah,
quotes.
well, yeah, that's how people feel like they're winning, you know what I mean? And like I've just always hated that. Like somebody gets mad and it shows you how immature they are when they
I just wish he was my size and my age, bro.
yeah, yeah.
I was only 15, bro.
Oh, what the
The dude
heck?
was about 21,
Oh, man,
maybe 22, man.
he gave no
He was
You
shit.
know,
15, could have thrown hands.
I got a good jaw, man. So he socked me. He just kind of looked at him and just walked away, man. And his what kind of made me mad also at the time was that there were there were other cats around, man, and they
They
just
just
stand there
watched
and look
it.
at me. Yeah, they just watched and then like, well, luckily we didn't have no cell phone back then. You know what I mean? Imagine having a cell phone. I'd be viral right now. Like, oh, look at that Asian dude got punched by a brother.
Right. Well, I mean, like
Is this a hate crime?
Yeah, is this a hate crime?
I just feel like, I mean, that's like one big lesson is like obviously no one in this world is gonna save you, which is, just the hard truth about, being a man and that.
It's
Damn,
fine,
that's bleak.
that's the reason. I pick my fight. If I pick my fight, man, and if I see that was a fair fight, I would throw hands. But there ain't no win. There's no win for me. I was by myself, and the dude had other. I don't know how many friends he got there. You
Right.
don't know.
Yeah,
So
because as
I
soon as you
know,
hit
I know,
somebody,
yeah, I know exactly where I stand. Okay.
yep.
Am I gonna hit this guy back and just get beat the fuck up, or am I just gonna just walk away and just carry on my life? I choose the B, go away, because you don't know how many buddies got around you, but you know yourself, you got nobody here to help you.
Yep. Um so I guess my next question would be is how did you start streaming and what got you into
Us-
streaming?
Okay, well that's an interesting question because believe it or not, when I was in the military, I didn't really think about streaming, but my little sister streamed. And
Oh, really?
matter of fact, her name is Soul Fetcher with the X in the middle. And yeah, I started streaming when I left the military. I stream on YouTube for a couple weeks. Excuse me. I'm drinking monster. I'm burping. I don't want to make sure you guys hear it.
You're all good, man.
All right. So I was streaming there. My little sister like, hey Don, why are you streaming YouTube? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I just got my camera and I just push live and just play games the way I play. You know, I just play, and I'm always a gamer, so you know, I never thought about streaming, but you know, I want to share my gaming experience with other, my attitude, my you know who I am as a gamer, as a person, and that's the reason why I stream. And when my sister said, "Well, you need to try Twitch," I'm like, What is Twitch?" She's like, "Oh, that's another platform that is at the time wasn't as it was big, but wasn't as big as this when I
Hmm.
started." Well, I want to say is big already. So I move on Twitch, and you know I just do. I try every game, and I play every game. I didn't care. To this day, I don't care. I
Right.
play. I'm a rider streamer, so I s- and that's how got me started streaming because I just want to show. I want to just put my frustration, um my personality out there. So if people enjoy my personality or enjoy who I am as a person, they could come and watch. And also, believe it or not, that backlog.
Hmm.
The other reason why I stream is also keep me sane. Okay, to keep me sane because if I sit around and stare at a blank wall, I
Hmm.
think of stupid shit. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
And that's the reason why I stream.
Yeah, I mean I know what you mean. I kind of I'm the same way where like if I if I just do nothing, I'm not productive, obviously, I'm going to think of doing dumb things, or I'm going to think, whatever thoughts that I don't want to think. And
Right.
I would definitely say that streaming was a big part of that, and so was editing, but all of that has been really helpful for me,
Right.
I would
Right.
say. Um
Wait, you guys don't like just sitting there in the blankness thinking about past mistakes and wondering what you could have
Well,
done better?
for backlog is probably something else. For me, it's totally different thing because I suffer from PTSD,
right.
and with that
Uh,
being said, is that if I don't do nothing or keep my mind occupied, it just you know you believe it or not, man. The PT I know people throw out PTSD things like it's just PTSD. It's a really serious issue for me and for my fellow brothers that we go through it every day. And I never take medication all my life until I joined the military and left the military. So to keep my mind occupied and sane, and to keep my just to keep me sane. What I mean by sane is from hurting myself in a certain way.
Right.
It's just to keep my mind occupied. You know what I mean? And anybody that ever visit my stream, they would know that I don't sleep. I take cat naps. I can't sleep like regular people sleep. You
Mhm.
guys get 7, 8, or maybe 5, 4 hours a day, without interruption. I can't do those. I
Mm.
take 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I can never fall into the third realm sleep. I can never get to that point. The moment I get that point, there's something pop in my head that wakes me the fuck up. Excuse my language, backlog. I
All
don't mean to
good?
say
No,
that,
you're good, man. You could say whatever
this
you want
is
on here.
an adult stream,
but
so you know,
You can say
no,
whatever you want on here.
I'm in somebody's stream.
fire
I,
away.
I, I, I didn't want to, you
I,
know.
I want people to get to know you.
Okay.
Drop those
So be
bombs.
yourself,
Pun
man. You're all
intended.
good here, man.
So you know, the medication I take, it's it fucks my head. It fucks my head and also help me at the same time. So
Hear you, man. Um, so you started streaming. You said,
Mhm.
I'll play any game.
Right.
What made you kind of stick to Tekken, and like, at what time did you kind of start building a community around streaming?
Okay. So when started streaming, I streamed the all the Uncharted was my favorite game, and I played The Last of Us. I played these old games because those games I enjoy. I played when I was streaming. And then when they announced Street Fighter Five, I bought the Vulex. I bought a controller for my second fight stick. my second Fire Stick. So I bought that Fire Stick for Street Fighter Five.
Mm-hmm.
And with that controller, they gave me a free Tekken. And remember, I never played Tekken. The last Tekken I played was 3. And when I came back from Afghanistan to my third tour, I went to my wife's cousin's house, and they were beating my ass in Tekken 7. I was playing Tekken 7 like Tekken 3. I like I said, I was away from Tekken for a long time. I was playing Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 was the shit. Okay,
I love
don't care
Street
what
Fighter.
people say.
No. I'm big on Street Fighter 4 too. I love it.
So when they announced Street Fighter 5, I was hyped. I'm like, okay, well, I finally mastered how to do the focus, cancel, super combo, and everything like that. I was fucking awesome.
Yep.
But when Street Fighter 5 released, and I bought this controller specifically for it, and when they released, I bought the game. I like, this is a whole new mechanic.
Yep.
You know,
Whole different game.
A whole different game, and it took me so long because you remember I don't play game consistently because of my deployments. You know what I mean? So every little inch that I made progress in Street Fighter 4, I was happy. I was like, okay, I'm solid now. I could actually beat people. You know. Yep. When Street Fighter came out, it changed the whole mechanic. It just kind of destroyed me as a Street Fighter guy. And they gave me a free disc of Tekken 7. I'm like, well, the hell with it. Let me put it in and let's play.
Yep.
So, you know, I start playing Tekken 7 on Twitch. People came through and like, hey, you need to do this. I'm like, where's the falling leaf? How did falling leaf with Paul? You know, because that's... And Paul and Lei was my two characters I play on 3, my Tekken 3, last time I played. Mm-hmm. Those was my two characters. So when they announced Lei, I was happy because I'm like, okay, they announced my new character. My favorite character was Lei or Paul.
Yep.
So like I said, when I started playing Tekken 7, I have people come through and teach me. The Tekken community was great back then. I have, you know, you see my blacklist log. I have 167 people in there.
I have not seen your blacklist log. That is extensive, though.
Because when I first started, you gotta understand, I'm a new player. You understand? I'm a new player, and you know, I don't know. I felt like I was, instead of teaching me how to play the game, I was getting teabag. I didn't know what teabag was. I didn't know what this key charge was. To be honest, I thought it was like. It was a move when people does that little thing. If you go back to I don't know if the archive is there or not, but way back when I first played Tekken, bro, when the key charge, I'm like, what is he doing? Is this squeezing his ass? How does this character squeeze his ass and fucking glow it up? What is that? Because I didn't understand the game. I didn't understand that's a disrespectful way for your opponent to do things to you.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't have no teabag back then when I played Street Fighters and stuff like. I didn't experience that. I played online in Japan because I was stationed in Japan for 2 years.
That's cool.
In Japan with Street Fighter 4, and they were good players out there. And I have to say, one thing about Japanese I ran into is that they were very respectful to their opponent who they play. They even try to talk to me in Japanese, send me friend requests to play me again on Street Fighter 4. And so when I came to the state and actually played Tekken, I got all these weird stuff. You know, I start putting people's name. I'm like, oh, actually it was my chat say, oh man, he teabagged you. I'm like, what is that? You
right.
Because you gotta understand, I'm not a new kid. I'm an old ass dude. Mm-hmm. When you do teabag, I'm like, what is that? He said, oh man, he just disrespect you. He bag you. I'm like, what is that? You know? So the more I play Tekken, the more I understand the community, the more I understand what exactly people do to say, oh, you're cheesy, you're not cheesy, but you're garbage, you this and that. So I'm like, you know, toxic people, I just put them on my blacklist. If I run to them, I I play one set and just leave. You know, that's the blacklist. That's why I have it on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually wow, that's extensive. So how long
Sorry about that.
ago? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So how long ago did you start streaming then?
I started streaming after I retired from the military, back in 2017, going to
Okay.
18.
Yeah,
So it's been a while.
that's a healthy amount of time.
Yeah.
Uh, and so like um when did you kind of start seeing people like, because obviously it sounds like you didn't just get to 1,000 followers overnight. It seems like it took a long time, but when did you start seeing that growth kind of you know
To
happen?
be honest with you, backlog, I never look at the followers or the viewers when I stream. I mean, they follow, that wasn't the reason why I stream.
Mm-hmm.
Um, cause I couldn't tell you when I hit 1,000 or when I hit 500, when I hit 3. I couldn't tell you that because I didn't. That wasn't important to me. To this day, it's not important to me.
Yeah.
I just wanna. I was just. It's what I do, what I enjoy. If people love it, they could watch it. If they want to be here and to experience with me, that's fine. If they don't, it's fine with me too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For to I can't even answer that question for you because I don't know how it grew to be this 100,000 something. I didn't know. I gotta look it up right now. How many followers I got?
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, that's respectable. That's a respectable answer.
Yeah.
Um, definitely, like I would say, like when you think about it, like some people grow really fast. Some people, they have to put the time in.
Right.
And it's just sort of like one of those things where it's like it just sounds like you were yourself, and people came,
Hmm.
they didn't like you, they left, and
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be for most people.
Right.
Um,
And the thing is about I understand the streaming, right? I understand the audience. You try a lot of streamer does. They try to please the audience with certain games. Whether if you see big streamer, they play a certain games.
yep.
They play first person shooters or a fighting game, and they don't really deviate to anything else.
Hmm.
They might jump to experience this game here and there, but at the end of the day, they go back to what bring the audience to them, and they grow that way. I'm okay with that. I always I always say in my stream that I'm not gonna change who I am for anybody. I'm gonna make sure I enjoy what I do first before I make anybody happy.
Right.
And that's not being disres, disrespectful to my viewers or whoever's there to support me.
Hmm.
But this is who I am. You
Yep.
understand? If I can't make myself happy and enjoy the game I play, how is that going to come across to the person? This is not a job for me.
Yep.
You know, I I'm not streaming for a job. I'm streaming because I enjoy playing games. So I figure if I'm playing game, why not the fuck turn and stream and share to the world? If they
Yeah.
want to be there, they be there. They don't. They don't. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, man. That's a beautiful thing. Um, I would say, like, because I've kind of like I've been streaming for probably I think it's like over a year now, maybe
Mhm.
going on 2 years, and
Right.
just watching other people around me and how they do things, and everybody's completely different.
Right. Right.
And like I do know people who got to like 1,000 followers in a year, but that's because they base their entire stream around catering to an audience. And
Yeah.
like I think if I had to do that, I might go crazy. Like
Mhm.
if I had to go and put on a maid outfit to get people to come by, or something like that, I don't know. I mean, no offense to anybody that does that. I mean, obviously you do
Hey,
you, but like
like I said, I don't have no problem people hustling.
Right.
That you have to hustle to make money these days. You know that.
Yep.
It's streaming is a very competitive. Everybody's streaming these days.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
very
Everybody's streaming.
oversaturated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very saturated, and you have to be yourself. And being yourself is hard to be a streamer unless you already got a following. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those guys, I'm gonna bring a guy that you probably know, Boogie 20, whatever his name is, YouTube
Yes.
dude, right?
Yep. Yeah, I know of him.
He's okay.
Yes.
So you know where I'm going at. So this guy is a whole different person than he is when he's on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the way that they found out who he is really is. You see how many people kind of dropped out from it.
Yep.
You know, and that's the thing. I can't live a lie to myself to be somebody I'm not. You understand? So if people can't stand who I am as a person, don't be here. This is who I am. I'm gonna talk shit when I lose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk shit when I win. I'm gonna call you names because I lose. It's just a fucking game. It's just, at the end of the day, I still love you. I still respect you for who you are. But if you start disrespecting me, you know, I'm gonna say, hey, you're in my blacklist, bro. Next time I see your monkey ass, it'll be one shot and one go.
I remember like it was actually Quintessence and it was Quintessence and Gaki that got me to know who you were, because I didn't know, but these guys were like, they would go over to different streams and stuff, and I didn't realize that they were a community of people like coming into my stream while I was playing Tekken. So they were like, oh, you should go over and play. And I was like, all right. And I had been like drinking. It was like, I think the first time I went over to your stream and played you. And like, you're like, oh, well, why is he doing like neutral hop kick? He's like a scrub. And I'm like,
what the fuck is this? Who does this? I was just
a drunk ass person. Yeah.
Who does this shit, man?
A man who has nothing to live for anymore. Yeah.
But you know, like I said, we all having fun, man. You know, and then he's the moment. You know, I might say some stuff that hurt your feeling. If that's the case, hey, you need to grow a little thicker skin. Because if my words hurt your monkey ass, then you really need to reevaluate yourself.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of had like that sense of you when I first watched one of your streams, and I was like, all right, so if I do something stupid, he's gonna let me know. And then, I stopped caring because I'm like, I'm just gonna go in there, do whatever the hell I want, have fun, and like obviously, you know, the drinking didn't help, but right. You know, just being me. I think that was my first memory. And Bobcat, obviously, he was telling me about how like he first didn't like you.
A lot of people don't like me
at first, yeah. But then you realize that that you're an okay person. You just you grow people.
I'm just okay. All right. I no. Let me write this down so I don't forget.
Oh, it was me who said okay. I want to put Sedated under the bus.
We'll remember this.
I remember this.
Yep. But that's the thing is like you gotta. I'm glad that people can. It's pretty clear that people can tell that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna give you shit when you lose, but at the end of the day, it's all fun and games. And Gaki is kind of the same way too when he comes through.
Bro, you should see when I first met Gaki. I first met Gaki in the rank. He was 8 win, and I was like 100 something. Lay fighting against him. I'm like, who the fuck is a dude, man? Why you down here, bro? Why you down here? You got 8 win with this Asuka. Yo, this motherfucker come and collect my points, man. So I was talking shit while I was playing. I was like, fuck you, bro. I'm done. I'm done with you, man. So he came in my chat. He's like, this is my new character.
Yeah.
Said, of course it is, bro. Of course it is. I could see by your prowess. Dude, I said, stop coming down here to kill us down here, bro. We're trying to collect points here. But, I was talking shit to him, and when we got talking, there's a few people that I talk shit to, and they come to chat and they find out like, hey, that's just who I am. I get frustrated. I'm gonna say shit in my mind, and that's who I am. But if you come and talk to me, you know that what I say is not really serious, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say like in a way, like I definitely think as someone who I feel like I'm kind of a sensitive person, and like I've over time, you know, I've kind of made it so like, hey, you know what, these things aren't really so bad, and then you know, like kind of ramped down a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are very sensitive, or they're not used to people shit talking you like
Well,
to your face, and it's just like, you know,
it's a different world. It's a different place where it's a different mindset right now with these new. I don't want to say these new generation. I don't want to touch your generation, anybody's generation, but
yeah,
we just America just have a lot of softer people these days, if you know what I mean. And you can see you know what I mean, Mo. You read Twitter, you see what's going on with society right now, and I just think that you know we're as society we just need to be a little bit stronger in in our would you I can't find a word for it. I just feel everybody's a little
yeah.
softer than they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because I think a big part of it is like now, and I don't know how Quintessence feels about this, but I know that like now you get to hear everybody's opinion about things, and that's like I don't think that was kind of a thing before. So it's like you know, and then so it's like you have a lot to be offended about. You have a lot. People have a lot to be angry about because we know more about what's going on than ever, and you know, it's just yeah. I mean, life is strange like that. I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, Quintessence, or
Basically everyone just gets their soapbox now. You used
yeah.
to have some people that would just like stand up and voice their opinion, but now anyone
And
can
that's
just
the
be
thing is that
anonymous and voice their opinion,
I don't mind
which
you.
is
I
good
respect
and
everybody's
bad.
opinion, man. Good and bad. Yeah, absolutely correct. The thing is, we have to we have to come to the point where we could say I agree, but I disagree, and we just go along with it and just be cool with each other. But these days, you know, if you don't say the right thing, um, just bring. I'm gonna say Twitch. Twitch. Just look at what Twitch doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't say the right thing, you somebody could just report your channel and you get banned. You know.
I mean, hell, we could all be swatted for all you know because you
Yeah.
said something that somebody was wrong.
So everybody is basically walking on an eggshell, and that's a wrong way of living as a society. You can't be on an eggshell all the time, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when everybody's on eggshell, there's no fun in it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's the fun? What's the funnest part of comedy? It's like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. You know, like, it's
The comedy's dead. Hate to
uh,
say it, comedy is dead unless you watch Chappelle.
yeah.
Then you know he is who he is, and that's what I love about Chappelle. I don't agree a lot of things he says, but I love Chappelle.
Yeah, no, Chappelle's
You
great.
know?
I didn't like his latest shows, but he's good.
Oh, back then, man, you know the reason why he left the show and disappeared for many years to Africa. You guys know the reason why, right? He just left a lot millions of dollars and say, you know what? Nope, I'm going to leave. He left for a while,
Yeah,
but
think they were kind of trying to censor him, right? I think that was the issue.
No, they're screwing him on money.
no, it wasn't money. It wasn't
It was
money.
money.
It was the N word. Believe it or not, it was about the N word because you know how he
Yes,
they always
Uses it.
they write the
frequented in
same
the show. Yeah.
they write the same script over and over and over for they want him to say that word all the time, and at the same time like I want to be my joke, not
Yeah.
somebody writing it for me. You know what I mean? That's why he left the show, bro.
Yeah. Um,
But that's another subject.
for sure. I mean, I can't speak on it. I don't really know enough about it.
Right.
But okay, so can you tell us
Mhm.
about AES and how that started?
Oh, ES. Well, ES wasn't called ES back then. I think there's a few was me, Gaki, Irie. I don't know if Sedate was there yet, but I was gonna call it G. You know, after we fight, we say, "Hey, GGs, man."
Mhm.
Right? Good games, right? Well, I was gonna call it Get Good Sunday, but when I did that, we did the first one, and I, was- I think I said I was like, somebody's gonna eat somebody's ass today. And that, as the day progressed and when I turn off the stream,
Mm.
I'm like, why not just call AES Ass Eating Sunday? And I was gonna use, because I hate EA Sport. Okay.
Right.
And that's where it came from. EA Sport is in the game.
It's in the
Right?
game.
Mine was gonna be
Yep.
AES, I'm in your ass. Okay.
I remember that.
That was my slogan back then.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay.
And so I talked to a few people within my my mods. I'm like, should we keep? I think Erie was in this too. I said, should we keep AES or should I go back to the PG-13 one, which is Good Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
And people said, let's just keep Ass Eating Sunday, and that's why AES is is AES.
Right. I mean, like, I definitely think you're keeping it true to yourself, which I think is important. You know.
Yeah, and that's this thing. I don't want to change the way. Like, it could be PG-13, right? I mean, I could be friend. And you know what? Believe it or not, that backlog. My wife said, "You know why your merch ain't selling? Because you got that fucking girl spreading her legs on top of your logo."
Yeah, we got to talk about that. How the hell did you make those 3D models, man? We got to know.
Hey,
The people got to know.
No, I can't give you the secret. You know, as a content creator, you can't give your secrets out.
Can't give away all the magic.
You can't give out the magic. I'm gonna keep that to my chest.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, I
porn models.
Yeah, you know you love that, Quintus.
Yo, I don't.
Take a screenshot. You take a screenshot and zoom in at night. I know, baby. It's okay.
I mean, with all the nip slips.
Hey, it is what it is.
It sounds like it's freaking Cyberpunk 2099 over there. Jesus Christ.
It's good stuff, man. I be looking at my models like, God damn, they look so good.
Oh my god. Like, I remember the first time, I think it might have been the first AES stream, I had it up. And by the way, sometimes I do, and I hope you don't mind, sometimes I do, while I'm podcasting, I do have it up in the background.
That's fine. I don't mind at all. It's
just like something, and I do write I do put your Twitch channel on there as well.
I appreciate it, but like I said, I don't mind at all, man.
Yeah, and then I remember, like, specifically watching people, like, flip their shit when, like, seeing the 3D models come out. And then I remember, I think it was like Bobcat or something like that. He just couldn't stop laughing.
Oh, it's Breezel.
Yeah, was it Breezel?
It was Breezel.
Oh, okay. And so, like,
Breezel, who else was there that day?
Was it Crazy?
No, it wasn't Crazy. It was Breezel and I forgot who was the commentating there. Oh, it was no, I can't remember. I know it was Breezel when he saw it was Breezel and Pukin.
Oh, was it Pukin?
They saw the first one.
Yeah,
it was them two, and they saw it was a 2B. It was from one of the not Final Fantasy character, Square Enix models, and I zoom them in. I made things bigger than than the real game, because I love them bigums.
Mm-hmm.
And and it was Breezel because the animation, she falls down, she get up, she kind of show her butt towards the camera, and he was laughing like, oh, so it was a good laugh.
Right, yeah, people started cracking up.
Yeah.
So since then, I've usually had it on in the background while I'm chilling.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. And you know, because usually most Sundays we're podcasting or we're doing like we're doing Common Writer Club. So usually I
Right.
don't get to actually stop by or play like I would want to. But yeah,
No, you're good, man.
it looks like a
That's
good
good.
time, man.
Yeah, we toned it down a little bit. We used to have it every Sunday, and I had talk with my commentators, which is mainly Irie and Sedated, and you know they basically help me with this stuff because there's a lot of things I do in the background while they commentate. I wish I could commentate and do everything I do, but I do need help. Trust me, the
Right.
things I do back in the background, you know, people um that does these, because one thing about me, if I don't do it right, I don't want to do it at all. You know what I mean? Backlog.
Yep.
And that's why the my stream quality as far as these tournaments or these first to five, it looks good because I take pride in the things I do. And if I don't have somebody commentating, then it just don't feel right without a commentator. So we used to do every Sunday, and now I talk to them, and I feel like every Sunday I know they I know they know it's cool. They don't need to be here to help me out and stuff like that. I know they know that. I know Sedata and Aries know that, but I know that deep down inside somewhere they feel obligated, or oh, I don't help Crazy do this. You know, I feel bad about it. So I said, you know, we'll do like one AES a month, first to five a month, and then we'll do the tournament Sunday afterwards. So it's going to be the second Sunday to the last is the first to five, and then the following Sunday, the last Sunday of the month is going to be the tournament. So that the way they only have two days to commentate, not every Sunday.
Yeah. So like, what kind of stuff do you usually do behind the scenes? Like, I know, um, you're usually in the background, like, you know, you might talk to the commentators or the people in the chat. But
Well, the the program I use is the things I do background is all the overlays, change the names, keep up with the scores. You know, it's a lot of typing and a lot of button pushing. Make sure when the next opponent comes up, I make sure the name is correct. I'm bad with spelling names. You can see the last tournament I spelled Swandy wrong the whole damn tournament. So
it's okay. I've had that happen to me by other like tournament organizers.
So it's just the animation of the screen, the switching screens, switching to the commentators, then going back to the game. You know, during the matchup screen, I usually have the stage. You know, showing the stage. It's just I want to imitate what EVO does or what these big company does. You know what I mean?
Well,
So that way, when they come to the to AES Tekken tournament, um, top eight tournament, they say, "Oh man, this is a great quality. This quality could be on Evo," and it is. But at the same time, there's a team that work on Evo. You know what I mean? There's one man working in the overlay in the background here. That's me. I'm sweating over here,
so,
and having the sedate and area to help me out each Sunday, man. Those Sundays, it helps a lot.
do you have any sort of like background in programming or anything like that, or like
I do.
you do?
I yeah. I'm a photographer first before the pandemic with this bullshit going on. It's kind of, you know, I go out, take pictures and take videos. I do those stuff. And programming, as far as programming goes, it's self-taught, man. I just look at a YouTube and see if I'm interested in a subject, I research it and I try to learn it as best I can, you know. And there's a lot of programs out there that could assist you in streaming. Believe it or not, a lot of people doesn't use these programs or these tutorials to their advantage, but it's out there on YouTube. You seek how to make overlays, see how many overlays there is that people are just throwing out there, and hey, this is how you do it. How you do animations. It's there. It's there for free. Just knowledge is there. You have to be interested in and absorbing it.
Yeah, for real. Um, and Okay, so boy, so maybe there's a possibility of you even working for a bigger tournament someday. With all the skills you're building right now.
I'm a family man. Man, my family's always come first,
Guile.
and
Yep.
yeah, my family's come first, and it's they say money's make the world go round. For me, man, I've been away from my family for too long. You understand that, backlog?
Mm-hmm.
I missed all my kids' life as they grew up, and ain't no way in the world that I'm gonna miss their life anymore.
Right.
So if there's opportunities there and it doesn't take me away from my family, then I do it.
It's good, man. And so like I know you said like you had been away from your family. Was that because you were in the military? Like and I know you said you did like 3 tours of Afghanistan. What branch were you in?
I was in the Marines. Yeah, my firstborn was my son Sailor. I miss his first talk, his first crawl, first everything, first birthday, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's hard for me to talk about it, man. It's just at the same time though, I was doing something that I believe was not for just for myself, for my family, for everybody, for our country, basically.
Yep.
And so I don't have regrets on doing those, but I do miss the time for my kids. Both of my kids was born when I wasn't here.
Yep. So with that, did you get to meet a lot of interesting people? Like Marines all sound like they're like the Marines that I've met in my life.
Mhm.
Like they all seem like they're kind of like super freaks in a lot of ways. Like
Super freak.
maybe not every, like, and I mean that respectfully. And like I mean I'm
keep
sure
in mind, bro. Marines come in all different shape and sizes.
yeah, like I'm sure not everyone's like David Goggins or something like that, or you know some super triathlon type guy. Um, but do you think like any of that like discipline has sort of helped you a lot while streaming? Like,
Oh, I don't know about the bearing because I lose a lot of my bearing when I stream. Because you gotta understand, being military, being a Marine, you have to control your bearing and stuff like that. But that's in the military. I'm no longer in the military, so my bearing I could hold for a certain time, but it's something frustrating.
yep,
You know,
you'll
fighting game, Tekken,
you'll let them know.
and I lose. I lose some of my bearings, but it does help, man. I was I don't want to say trouble kid, but you know, let's just say that if I wasn't a school person, okay, all my sisters, I grew up with all sisters, so all of them got college degree. I'm only one that don't have a college degree, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw how my sister was after high school. They kind of stick around the house. It's a Asian thing. You stay with the parents until whenever. And I didn't want to do that. I want to be self sufficient, take care of myself at an early age. So I left to the Marine Corps at 17 years old, right after high school,
Right out the gate.
and right out the
Wow.
gate. And I was gonna do 4 years, experience 4 years, and see how it is, and come back and use the military background and what I learned in military to further my career. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of my 3 years or close to 4 years, I I can't. I don't want to leave because I love the Marines. I love the people I work with. The camaraderie is there, and also the as a young guy, I visit like a lot of countries, man. I went to Thailand, Brunei, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Australia. I mean, the experience and the people you meet through those your the joint joint missions, or not joint missions, joint training, right?
Hmm.
That's just what I love. I love to see different cultures, how they live, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna be back in the States. However long we'll stay in the military, however long you're gonna go to other countries, at the end of the day, your home is gonna be in the States. So why not take the experience and enjoy your life away from the States, away from your country, until you're ready to come back? You know what I mean? And that's how I looked at it. So yeah, I enjoyed those experiences, man, and there's great people I met. Great people.
Yeah. Um, I I've had like I can only say like meeting the Marines that like some of the Marines that I've met. Like I've never been in the military, but I used to live in Virginia Beach,
Right.
and I trained martial arts for a little while, and like every single Marine I've ever met was always one of the toughest motherfuckers in the room, every single time. So I definitely have a lot of respect for the Marine Corps.
Well,
But
we're not going to shy for what we say and what we stand for. I tell you that.
yeah, um, so with that military experience, would it be alright if I asked you about what you think about Russia versus the Ukraine?
mm, it was I already knew it was going to happen. From a standpoint where I was looking from, or where I was at, I knew it was going to happen. The moment Trump lost, I knew it was going to happen. I don't know if your viewers, if you
It,
guys support Trump or doesn't support him. Everybody have different opinion about him. For me, growing up in the early '80s, seeing his interviews and go back to this day and look at the interviews, he said the same thing he said decades ago that he made 4 years ago.
mhm.
So everything he said about America, he wasn't lying. He loved this country. And for a refugee like me, I came from Cambodia, and Cambodia has war. Was a war when they flew us to the United States, and for the I just knew it was going to happen, and I just hope that I don't know, man.
Do you
We
think
shouldn't let we shouldn't let it happen. To be honest.
you think so? You think the U.S. should step in?
Absolutely, man. Why not? I mean, Ukraine. It's you got to see you got to see two fronts, right?
Hmm.
You got to see two front. When we left Afghanistan, when Biden pulled out from against Afghanistan, it was a mess. It was a fucking mess. How are you gonna pull out the military before the civilians? Does that make sense to anybody? You don't have to have a brain cell to keep the military there. Get out the U.S. citizens first, then pull out the military. This motherfucker's backward. He pulled out the military and then try to pull out civilians. You
Mm,
see where it's wrong?
yeah.
And Afghanistan, or I'm gonna say the Taliban's, the last fucking 15 years we fought with for a waste of life, a waste of human, a waste of young kids. You see, we have more amputees in these war than the last fucking World War One, World War Two, and these Afghanistan's and Iraq war. We have more amputees than any of those other wars. So, with that being said, though, um, it just, man, I lost my train of thought because
It's
I'm so
okay.
pissed off at Biden.
I'm sorry, man. I was asking you like, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen with Russia versus Ukraine? Do you have any predictions whatsoever? Not that it's like a football game or anything like that, but I'm
I
just
know,
saying, like,
I
what do you
know.
think?
Yeah, I think Russia's going to take over Ukraine. That's not that's not if, it's his when.
Right. You think it's just going to be a slow takeover?
It's going to be a slow takeover, and if you read anything, China is also try and take over Taiwan. And I talked to Shin Slayer about this a lot because he has business in Taiwan. I asked him, how you feel about China trying to take over Taiwan? You see the two front we're dealing with. Now, if U.S. is to step in this war, we're going to be in another long war with Russia. It's not going to be a 1 day or 2 years or 1 year thing. It's going to be another long war.
Do you think it'll be like World War III, like people are saying?
It could possibly be because you got to understand that. Remember when we pull out, when the Taliban say, "Look, U.S., you got to leave our country," right? Well, they didn't tell that they didn't close the Russian embassy or the Chinese embassy in Afghanistan. You know that, right? They just closed the U.S. So U.S. we left Afghanistan, but Russia and China embassy was still open. It's still open to this day.
Yeah.
And so if we were gonna fight a war with Russia, you think China's gonna sit back and say, "Oh, look at this. Well, this is our opportunity to take Hong Kong and Taiwan." What would stop them from doing that? We already fighting a war here. We're gonna be running thin as far as military goes. Because if we go into war with Russia, it's gonna be I won't say a World War III. It's gonna be a brinks of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we never fought a war in our country, in our homeland before. Think about that.
That's true. That is very true.
And what to say that these guys can't make their trip over here and start with us here? Rome have to fall sometime, right?
Okay.
That's my thought. That's my thought about it. Russia is, like I say, it's not if, it's just when. When are you going to be occupying Ukraine?
So I guess I actually want to ask you guys about oh man, what was it? Damn, I had it right here. What do you think about the whole turning? We're going to turn the corner here on something very different. Sorry not to like jump the.
No, you're good, man.
What did you guys think? What did you guys think about no Smash at EVO, or basically Capcom having licenses for their majors?
Believe it or not, man, I talked this. I think I said this about EVO, no Smash the other day, and the chat was like, there won't be any smelly people.
Oh,
EVO
no.
is gonna smell better this year. So I'm not a big Smash guy. So that's gonna be a question towards somebody who plays Smash, who's interested in the Smash. That's a Smash community. For me, I just watch Tekken and Evo, and that's about it. Now, whether Nintendo make a big mistake because it's Sony owned Evo, it's their choice. There's IP, and as far as Capcom go, I think that's the wrong choice for them to make because FGC is not a big community.
No,
we don't have the community like the Call of Duties and the League of Legends. We don't have that, and to make that stipulations of the tournament goers or the tournament organizer, it's just going to kill off FGC if they're going to do that. And I don't know how the Street Fighters community feels about it. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's a great thing for Capcom to do. I don't know if you agree, Quintus or Backlog.
You go first.
Capcom's just being kind of greedy at this point. They're effectively killing like the whole grassroots kind of thing for Street Fighter and their other games, which seems like a horrifically bad move on my part.
I think it is a bad move. I know it's a bad move,
Like,
Fuck
there's
beating around a
no
bush.
way to
It's a
justify
bad
it.
move.
There's
There's
no
no
way to
justify
justify it.
that.
It's just
Nope.
Capcom greed, and they just don't even know what the hell they're doing anymore.
It does seem really tone deaf to like how the whole the FGC works as a whole, and like just sort of like where do they think the money, all of this money is coming from? Like, we're not League of Legends or Dota 2. You know what I mean? Like
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, yeah. Something like where like most of the tournaments run are like smaller grassroots stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
FGC's always been smaller things. Like,
I mean, EVO is the biggest thing we got as far as
yeah,
FGC, you know,
EVO's when we hit like the big time, right? Like,
and yeah, exactly. So if you're
and
taking
EVO's not even that big.
and well, it's the biggest for FGC,
Yeah,
you
I know,
know,
but when you compare
but
EVO
comparing to
to
community and other things, yeah,
like League of
it's not big.
Legends, it's
Yeah.
it's small. It's a little baby
Well, it's just
community
all you got to
comparison.
do is look at the quality of the broadcast of EVO and League of Legends. Those guys look like, you know, newscasters. They got 4 different camera angles, all the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm like, God damn, bro,
All the
this is
interview streams afterwards, and
exactly.
yeah.
So you know, you look at the quality of these these other community, and then you look at the FGC, motherfucking in t-shirts and you
T-shirts,
know,
green screen.
Yep.
exactly. You know what I mean?
Welcome to EVO.
So you gotta look at the quality of the production to say, man, we have as an FGC, we are falling behind these people.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to make FGC bigger, they are cutting FGC legs for doing it.
Well, it's like how people or companies refuse to do crossplay on fighting games. Like, fighting games are already niche, and then you're already further like separating the groups by not having crossplay, which is why I think Street Fighter is probably going to be one of the only fighting games to actually like survive and thrive, unless Tekken 8 ends up having crossplay. It might
Mm.
fall a little
Oh,
flat.
you're talking about from console to PC, right? Is
Yeah,
that what you're talking
console to
about?
PC
Okay,
or
and vice
consoles to
versa. Got it.
consoles, etc. Yeah.
I don't think it's the developer, it's the company itself. You talking about the corporation, the big companies. You talking about Sony. Sony is notorious for that.
Well,
Um,
Sony just wants a cut. Sony's big thing is like they'll activate the crossplay, they'll allow the crossplay, but they want like a little piece of the action.
Yeah, you
well,
got
because Sony's is you know, they don't need crossplay to live. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
that's third party stuff, man. Sony could live with their first party games, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Third parties, these cross platform games, they make money out of it, but it's the first party games that makes more money because it's exclusive to them.
Yeah, I mean,
For sure.
basically it's like Nintendo, like literally just living off those first party games
Yeah.
as a whole, you know, like I think it's only a matter of time before they become a software company as well. But I
It's
think
gonna
they're
be like
Nintendo.
Sega.
yeah, it's gonna be like Sega,
They're
yeah.
gonna be like Sega.
I think Sony might end up trying to like absorb Nintendo.
That okay,
Or
so
they might have some kind of merger.
you know
Well,
the last people to try to buy them was, I think it was like Xbox, and they got laughed out of a meeting room because they tried to buy Nintendo, and they're like, hell
Yeah.
no, you ain't buying
Well,
us.
I wouldn't be
Yeah, but
surprised Sony and Nintendo join. I wouldn't be surprised
yeah,
in
I
that
could
because
see them doing like some kind of merger
yeah,
because like
they could
Sony's hardware
merge.
and stuff is great. Their
Well,
game categories and
I don't
selections
know.
are
You
like
guys
great. Add the
are
Nintendo stuff to that.
uh-huh.
Can you
Well, I didn't
imagine
know
like
you guys
a
are
Mario game on PS5? Holy shit, my mind would just explode.
Mario 5. Okay. I don't know about Mario 5, but I
Mario
don't know. You guys
5.
know
Mario on a PS5.
the history of Sony and Nintendo. You guys know the history of them too?
Um, I know some stuff, like they almost went into business together.
They
You want
were
to give
in business together.
you want to
They
give
made a
you
prototype
want me to give you a
console.
rundown real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Because this is my time. Okay, we were playing cartridges back then. Um,
Same.
The Super Nintendo. Remember Super Nintendo came out?
Mm-hmm.
It was a big thing. It was competing with the Sega Genesis, and Sony. There were rumors of Nintendo CD, and Sony was the hardware company was going to produce the Nintendo CD, right? It was going to call Nintendo Station or PlayStation. Yeah, Nintendo PlayStation. That was the official name for the Super Nintendo add-on. Because you got Sega Genesis with the CD-ROM. I forgot what I think it's called 3DX or 3X or something like that. It was an add-on for the Genesis. And so Nintendo like, well, we need a CD base also to compete with the Sega with the Genesis. So they reached out to Sony. Sony's produced the hardware. They made the prototype of the Nintendo CD, the Nintendo PlayStation. That's what it's called. Not Nintendo CD, Nintendo PlayStation. So, and I want to say Nintendo dropped out from that contract. It's like, no, we don't want anymore. Sony was left with a working um, hardware, a
Prototype.
a working prototype.
They had a few prototypes. There's been
They
some
had a
floating
few
around on
prototypes,
like
but
auction
the
sites.
final one was left in a manufacturer. Like, okay, well, since they bail out on us, we're just gonna make our own. They just brought out Sony PlayStation. They just replaced the Nintendo and put Sony in front, and that's how Sony that's how Sony became the game console. If Nintendo would have stick to their gun and kept Sony as a partner and and give them that CD add-on, they wouldn't PlayStation wouldn't exist to this day.
Who knows? Maybe they could
Another
have.
problem I think was that the Sega CD ended up failing like
Oh,
That's actually a good point.
catastrophically.
it fell miserably. It's
Yeah, it was
because
too
Sega.
expensive. It just didn't
No, no,
work.
no. It's not. It's not that. Believe it's not. It's not. It's not the price. It's how Sega killed their hardware before it reached its peak. So you have the Sega Genesis, right? The 16-bit
Yeah.
competing with the Super Nintendo and Atari 16, Atari Graphics 16, all these other things. But the main two players back then was Sega and Sony. And what Sega did was they keep killing their own system. They would have the Sega CD, and right after that, they introduced the Saturn, right? And right
Yeah.
after Saturn, they introduced the Dreamcast. It was wait. They killed the Genesis when they introduced the Nomad. If you look at Sega Nomad, it killed off the Sega CD and the Genesis. And when they introduced the Saturn, they killed that whole thing. So they just killed themselves.
Yeah.
You can't. They didn't. Anyways, that's the history of the. That's why I said if Nintendo and Sony merge, it wouldn't be a surprise for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that that's probably more likely. But then they've also recently had deals with like Xbox and Microsoft to take games over to them, which is how like we got Cuphead and stuff like that on the Switch. But I mean, you never know. I mean, I think at this point Nintendo's going to try to hold out as long as they can to kind of before they sell off their IPs or even merge with someone else. But who knows?
Nintendo is going nowhere. Nintendo is not going nowhere. They have an audience. An audience are kids, and Sony is more than adult games. I mean, you look at Nintendo games. You look at the Mario's, the Luigi's. It's catered to a different audience. You know what I mean? It caters. That's why they didn't upgrade the Switch. They just made everybody was thinking, oh, we're gonna get the a
Switch
better
Pro.
Switch hardware. No, it wasn't. They just changed the screen because
Yeah.
the audience is they target a different audience than the Xbox and the PlayStation. PlayStation and that's a direct competition is the the Series X and the PlayStation brand. Those are direct competition. And is Nintendo a competition? Absolutely, but they cater to a different audience. You look at the games. That's why you don't see a lot of adult games in it. It's mainly, um, the kiddish games. Smash Bro, man, look at that, bro. Who plays that game?
Right. I mean, a lot
I
of
do.
a lot of grown ass men that don't shower apparently.
Yeah, I know. But
Shit,
I'm
I gotta
just being
take my monthly
sarcastic
shower.
about it,
Just remembered.
Tom, I'm just being sarcastic about it. 'Cause like I said, they just they have a different audience, man. So they're gonna be there. They ain't going nowhere.
Um, I guess the only other thing, like, we only have a couple of things left here, and we got about 10 minutes. But yeah,
All
roughly
right.
10 minutes. So, did you guys hear about Russia or people being mad at Pornhub for not like blocking itself in Russia?
I mean, yeah,
Look, man,
YouPorn blocked itself on Russia, so obviously
Well, what exactly is
Pornhub
that
should
gonna
follow.
accomplish if
I don't know, but it'll make them more angry, I guess.
I mean, they'll fight harder then. That's not good.
Yeah, nothing.
They gotta fight
I
for
don't
that
know,
porn,
man.
man.
Being in the front line is hard sometimes, bro. You need that little visual. You know what I mean?
A
Sure.
little boost.
Without the visual, motherfucker go crazy. We don't know.
Just
Get a
saying,
couple coconuts, you're like, damn, those are some good looking coconuts.
dude.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like,
Electric Kirby branch? God damn.
oh no. I was just saying, like, what is it? What does this mean? Are we saying stop the porn? We stop the war? Is that kind of like what we're hoping for?
Hey, if you starve a man without the goodness, bro, he might change.
You're not. You know what? You're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. This could be the factor.
Hey, I hate to say this, but pussy is power, bro.
Sex sells, my dude.
It,
Uh,
it's fact. It's not even discussion about that.
There was God, there's like a tweet or something I saw. It was like, so far Russia's been cut off from CNN, Facebook, and YouPorn,
Okay, well,
and
here's what's going on
Coca-Cola's
in Russia.
next.
They are
So if these
they
keep up, Russia's gonna be the healthiest and most well-adjusted place on earth.
they are blocking a lot of traffic come to the they are cyber blocking themselves also because they don't want the world to know what's going on in Ukraine. You guys know that,
right.
right?
No, I did not know that.
Of
No.
course, yeah.
Yeah. We are fighting a cyber war right now basically with Russian because we want to know what Russia's doing, but they're also blocking a lot of things that's coming out of Russia. They don't want the world to know what they're going to do in Ukraine.
Right. Well, I mean, I would imagine they're probably paranoid or worried about that giving someone some kind of advantage. But
Right.
but so I don't know. I thought that was like really funny, and the only other thing that I thought was kind of hilarious, and I guess the other thing that I had heard was that like Steven Seagal has been working with the Russian army, but someone had said that was not true. But there's like
I don't,
multiple sources saying, like, I don't know, man, that
son of a bitch.
son of a bitch, Steven Seagal. I don't know, man.
he barely could pick up his feet, bro. I'm sure his breaking style or his martial arts is not gonna do any good against a gun.
Well, I mean, I think he knows how to. I mean, at least he was strapped when they were showing pictures of him. But
Bro,
like,
that dude like a fucking cupcakes.
yeah, he's a cupcake.
Or cupcakes with some fancy. Because you star in a movie doesn't make you legit, bro.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
lot of training go through what we go through to be to do what we do to be strong in a mental state to be at. When you have a bullet whistling around your head every 5 seconds, there's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even imagine it, honestly.
And then I guess the only other thing I have left here is I saw that there's like this thing, like the Batman movie that just came out. And there was like an interview where Robert Pattinson basically the actor who's playing the Batman, he was telling his co-star about like who is best girl, whether it's Tifa or Aerith.
Hold on for a minute. My kids are yelling.
That's okay.
Time to feed the dog. Let me tell them go feed. Hold on.
It's obviously Aerith.
Is that? I mean, is that a fact though? I mean, I gotta hear your guys' opinion.
These are factual statements that Aerith is indeed best Final Fantasy VII girl.
Krazee, do you have an opinion on this matter?
Yes, I do actually. I think Ares is I love Ares. I also love Tifa. Tifa's my girl though. Because here's one thing about these characters. Like Tifa's, okay, let me go back. Ares is the love. She showed the caring to all the people in the city or wherever she's at. Right, she's a lovable character. And Tifa, she's all brass knuckles, bro. That's my type of girl. You understand?
She a bad bitch. It's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Short skirt with some tum-tums that could punch people. Who don't love that type of chick? But he said something. I was reading an article. He said something regarding love that dies, and I forgot the other thing. He was stuck between the two. But he also mentioned that Tifa. He said something about Tifa that I didn't like at all.
Oh.
Hold on. He said something about Tifa I didn't like. He said she has power. She don't use magic. You have all the other characters in the game. If you play Final Fantasy VII, every character in the game has magic or some type of weapon.
Right.
Yeah, everyone uses magic.
I think I'm gonna give him a break on that one, just because some people don't pay too close attention when they're playing video games. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's much more of a casual audience. But get it right though.
You could see that by how he talk about the character love triangle. I mean, it's a beautiful crafted love triangle game. And
yes, yeah, it definitely is.
It's a beautiful crafted game. So
did you like? Have you played through? I think I saw you playing through Final Fantasy VII Remastered. Have you beat it yet?
I beat like 2 times. Where I'm playing again. I love that game that much.
It's a great game.
I'm a big fan of the original because the original came out early 90s. I think I want to say 1998 or close to there. Wait, is it 98?
And it's like 98, 97, 98. Yeah.
Because that's when I was in Okinawa, Japan at the time, and there was a Marine that was in my barracks. His mom bought him the game, but they didn't have it on base. They didn't have it. They have the Japanese version out in town, but the English version they don't have it on base anywhere. And we won't get it until we don't know when, because I went and asked.
Right.
Well,
rip.
His mom bought him the game and sent it to him. And he know I'm a gamer. So he came to my room. He's like, "Hey, Don, do you like this type of game?" I'm like, "Bro, that's Final Fantasy VII, bro. I've been looking for that motherfucker for the last 2 weeks." He goes, "Hey, look, man, this is not my type of game." I said, "How much you want for it, bro?" Like, I want $80.
Damn, $80?
$80 back then. And the game was, I believe back then was $39.99. But I paid the
scalper prices
price for it because
scalper prices, yeah.
It's one of those games that I love, man. I love the Final Fantasy series. I love the IP.
Yeah,
So
it's a great
Pour
series.
out money for things they love, man.
So,
exactly.
How it be.
I still, believe it or not, I still have that game in my collection upstairs. The one I got in Japan.
oh, that's awesome.
I still have my
Sick.
regular PlayStation there too, upstairs too, because my sister gave it to me.
So what you're saying essentially, when it comes down to also, is that Tifa's best girl, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's
Okay,
no
yeah, I
doubt about
think
that.
I'm in that same boat. Yeah, yeah. So obviously, Quintessence is wrong
Y'all are
at the end of the day.
basic bitches.
Wait. Say something again. What would you say, Quintus?
Well, I
What?
said it. Y'all some basic bitches.
Hey, why is that? Please explain. Well,
Tifa's
come on,
just
explain,
so.
motherfucker. Shit.
Tifa's just so bland.
What do you mean so bland, bro? She has the charismatic. She is beautiful.
She's very sweet. She has charisma.
Yeah.
Like
She has charisma.
she has like aspects that Aerith has as well. Aerith is just
Why
way
does
sweeter.
Aerith have a more developed character with less screen time
Because-
than Tifa does?
because
when you
she-
have Tifa
look,
for the entire game.
Look, I'll tell you why right now. Because she has to die a lot sooner than Tifa is on screen. That's why.
Because you
I
gotta
mean,
understand
yeah,
that
but she has more.
Quintus.
What?
The reason why she's not on the screen as much, you know why? Because they want you to feel bad for her
And
when she leaves the game.
she dies. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean,
when you
I
you gotta
meant
understand
it
that.
more as
No.
since she dies, she's in less of the game than Tifa. However, she has more character development in the entire game than Tifa does.
Well, Tifa don't need no.
She's a more complete character than Tifa.
How is she more complete than Tifa?
Tifa's arc comes a lot later.
Don't let me backslap you with some knowledge about Tifa now.
Go for
How
it.
is she more? You gotta explain how is she more developed than Tifa?
How is Aerith more developed than Tifa?
Yeah.
We learn way more about Aerith.
Okay, well, explain, fool.
What do you mean? Like, we learn what drives Aerith. We learn why she's the way she is. We learn what she cares about, who she cares about the most. Hell, we even meet her mom.
That's true. I mean, they do make her. I think she.
They do. You got me on that one. I forgot about the mom part. The mom part. It got me there. Okay.
I could make. Okay, so I would say that they fleshed her out even more in remake. Like they made her. I think she's an even better character in remake.
Yeah.
But I would also say that Tifa doesn't actually get her arc, her story arc, until later on in the game. She's like one of the last people that gets her story arc.
Let me ask Quintus something real quick here. Have you played the
everyone's
original?
better than Yuffie, so
Have you played the original?
Now you're just deflecting.
What do you mean?
Quintus.
The original Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So you know the later on you get the backstory of Tifa.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
I just felt,
wait. Hold on, fool. Hold on, fool. You talk about character development. You talk about they have to rush Aerith development because she's gonna die early in the game.
Yeah, she is.
So she has more. So Tifa has more time for the to find out who she is, exactly where she come from later on, because they don't need to rush her background because she's in the game the whole time for the players to find out who she is, how she is, and how she became to be at the end.
That's fair. I mean, we're basically fighting the 1,000-year war here between, I
mean, you have your thing right there.
Aerith fans and Tifa fans have been waging wars since Final Fantasy VII.
You got me wrong, bro. I love both of them, but for me to choose, well, what you said earlier, fool? Sex sells, right?
Yeah, I mean
That's true. Aerith is just in like this frumpy dress.
They leaned into that hard on the remake. But,
I'm
I
using
mean, if
your word
sex
against
sells,
you.
then that means Jesse's best girl.
Wait,
Because
who?
Jesse's first thirsty as fuck.
Hey,
Jesse?
no,
No,
she's a
no, no.
tease. She's a tease, though.
No, yeah, she is a
She's
tease.
just thirsty.
No, she's not.
She
She's
just
she's the comical character, the female version.
Yeah.
I like Jessie, man. I like
I
how she
hope we get
flirted
more
with.
Jesse in the remake.
No, she's gone.
What do you mean?
I hope we get more. It's fine.
Bring her back from the dead.
They're literally
Yeah, no
they're
shit.
literally changing the story.
No,
Like,
they didn't change
it could
her
happen.
fate, fool.
They could.
How can they? They already finished her part. You ass.
A Cloud has 7 seconds. A lot can be done in 7 seconds, dude.
Yeah, he's good, dude. Don't worry about it.
With that being unsettled, where can people Crazy? Where can people find you?
Oh snap, man. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. All the same name, KrazeeGames.
KrazeeGames with a K and a Z.
Yep.
All right, man. Quintessence, where can people find you?
What? Oh, I stream games over on that Twitch site at Quintessence HD.
Yeah, that's the world's greatest mod's real name is Quintessence HD. I should probably change you back, but
I love the HD part.
I don't like the HD part. I just threw that shit on there because some jagoff took Quintessence.
If you come over this channel, you will get HD.
You'll get HD. Quintessence in HD.
It's 900p, so it's not quite HD.
Dude. 4K.
4K.
But
4K.
When
Twitch wouldn't even support that shit.
About it.
I mean,
only support full HD. That's it about now.
Not yet. But other than that, guys, we got to close out here. It's about 8:00. We're gonna head over to the Discord for some Common Writer Club. Everyone's invited, so feel free to stop by. We'll be back, I think, next Sunday on the podcast with August. August should be back. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. And I think the next time I'm streaming is probably tomorrow or Tuesday. We're going to play some KOF 15. But other than that, guys, I hope... Actually, what have you been playing, man?
Checking at the new game, Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West.
Sick bit.
That's 2 games that I've been playing. So
in 10 seconds,
how
is
wait.
that?
Hold one more thing. Gran Turismo 7, but I won't play until I get my steering wheel sent over. Me and Shinwei ordered at the same time, so hopefully we'll get it about the same time.
Die Hard.
Oh, nice.
To answer your question,
true way to play a racing game.
It's a great game. It's a beautiful game. If you haven't played the first one, buy it on the PC, play the first one, and you have the PS4, I recommend you go ahead and get the Forbidden West. Unless you want to wait 5 years until they ship that to PC, that's up to you.
Hell, I waited for the first one 5 years.
I mean, with my game backlog, it might take 5 years.
There you go.
Yeah, you're almost through Dark Souls 4, right?
Yeah, dude, almost. It's a game that never ends.
Yeah, that's what people are saying, that like once they feel like they've gotten near the end, it just keeps going.
Yeah, no, I literally thought I was at the end, and it's like, oh no, here's like 2 new continents. Have fun.
Oh boy. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all.
Backlog. I appreciate you have me here in your channel, and
absolutely.
Well,
we'll have to have you back on. So what we're going to be doing also is on the first week of every month. August isn't here with us, so we're going to be trying to get a guest on, or if he's not here, third person, we're going to have somebody else on. And we want to have like lots of community members and people that are just like around us, tech and community, whoever, and people who are just, trying to get their name out there and, just helping them out.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Just let me know. Just let me know ahead of time, so that way I could plan ahead of time. Also, I'm a dad, so I want to make sure I'm available for whatever you're doing. So, can I give it a few shout out in your channel, man?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give out how Sedate. I know he's somewhere over there. I don't watch the stream or anything like that. Give the man a follow. Also, Quintus. There we go. That's a shout out.
Yeah. Also,
Sedate, I love you, brother.
Thanks, dude.
yeah, sedated_Bobcat. He was on a couple weeks ago, I think last week, and then Breezels McCheezels. Both of them are actually mods on here, so absolutely
nice.
give them a follow, and Quintessence as well.
You got good people there, the backlog. Good people.
All right, guys. With that, we're going to be closing out. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.
All right, peace.
Bye.